welcome to Cooley Kyle, and I've got a little feather thing going on here, and Justice is here.
Oh yeah, let me set
Here,
this up.
can you here, sir, can you adjust that, please? That looks bare behind us without, guys, we are moving out, so it looks very bare in here. Actually, the rest of the room looks way worse, so, good?
Yeah, I'm just setting this up.
All right. So what are we doing? So
Bible study.
we're doing Bible study, and what book are we reading?
Hosea 10.
Hosea 10, chapter 10. So what is supposed to be happening here? Well, nobody's on here. And for those of you that are watching this in recorded version, you are skipped through for about a minute because I guess somebody's joining us. Hello there.
Who joined us?
I don't know. But thank you for they're gone. Okay, so well, let's just start this for you and I. Okay?
Yeah.
So guys, we read our Bible study. Can you actually tilt? I guess it doesn't matter. But
Alright, here's the
people can't see you. And you're important.
we're getting this set up.
Oh, that's chat.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so now I can respond.
Yeah, and then if somebody is like saying inappropriate, you just give them a timeout or ban them from the stream.
I'll have you help me with that.
Alright.
All right, so do you want to start out reading chapter 10?
I'll read one thingy of it. Where is it?
You find it.
Is it right there? I found Israel.
Yeah, this?
Alright. Oh. Israel Empire.
Well, this talks about what it's about, so I just tell everybody, because the topic is helpful, right?
So what part is it now?
Right here?
Israel, sin and captivity.
Right, good job.
Israel Empire empties his vine.
Empties his vine.
Empties his vine. He brings forth fruit for himself according to the multitude of his fruit. He has increased the altars
Speak up.
according to
Sorry.
the bounty of the land. They have embellished his scared pillars.
Not scared.
Scarred.
No. Say.
Sacred.
Sacred pillars. Okay, so do you know what embellished means?
No.
Okay, so I looked it up just because I want to make sure that I'm accurate. If I'm giving you guys information, I want to make sure it's accurate. So, embellishment, of course, it's giving us all of the other. So, examples, so synonyms. So, here's to embellish. So, what does that mean? So embellish means, read it.
Decorate.
To decorate or to make beautiful with ornamentation. To heighten the attractiveness by adding decorative or fanciful details. Sometimes embellish means to just like make it bigger or better than it seems. So it can actually also,
Help you.
it can, but it can also be like a sense of, maybe a false sense of what it is rather than an accurate thing, right?
Yeah.
So they have embellished the sacred pillars. So, this sounds like a legitimate embellishment, like to improve or decorate or make beautiful, right?
Yeah.
So their heart is divided. Now they are held guilty. He will break down their altars. He will ruin their sacred pillars. What does it say?
For now they say we have no king because we do not fear the Lord. And as for the king, what would he do for us?
They have spoken words, swearing falsely in making a covenant. Thus judgment springs up like hemlock in the furrows of the field. I'm going to read this.
The
Inhabitants. Good job.
Of Samaria.
Yeah.
Fear because of the calf of Beth Aven, for its people mourn for it, and its priests shriek for it, because its glory has departed from it.
The idol also shall be carried to Assyria as a present for King Jareb. Ephraim shall receive shame, and Israel shall be ashamed of its own counsel. As for Samaria, her king is cut off, like a twig on the water. Also the high places of Aven, the sin of Israel, shall be destroyed. The thorn and thistle shall grow on their altars. They shall say to the mountains, cover us, and to the hills, fall on us. O Israel, you have sinned from the days of Gibeah, or Gibeah. If you guys know, please correct me. O Israel, okay, so they stood, the battle in Gibeah against the children of iniquity, did not overtake them. When it is my desire, I will chasten them. Peoples shall be gathered against them when I bind them for their two transgressions. So there's another word that I want to put here. And so you know what embellish means now, but let's look up covenant. Do you know what covenant means?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
It's like I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if I do know.
Okay. Well, just to make sure, because there's words that I feel like are just not in your normal vocabulary. There's for sure a ton of names that are not in the normal vocabulary, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's like definitely mispronouncing these because we don't normally cover them. But so a covenant is a noun and is usually what? Formal? Solemn?
And binding agreement.
Right. So kind of like a promise. I've also heard a covenant that is like a promise, but it typically involves God if it's like a biblically referenced one.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay. So
I think the decorations help it.
Yeah, guys, we're sorry that we have a bare background. We're moving.
We just need a green screen.
A green screen. Now, right now we have a white screen. So, Ephraim is a trained heifer that loves to thresh grain, but I harnessed her fair neck. I will make Ephraim pull a plow. Judah shall plow, Jacob shall break his clods. I don't know what clods is unless it's like shoes. I'm not sure if that's right, but so yeah, that's another word for us to look up. But do you want to read here?
So for your I don't know. I saw merciful.
It's mercy down there and righteousness.
No, but it's weird. I saw merciful.
He's seeing things.
Yourselves righteousness reap, and mercy break up your fellow ground.
Fallow, yeah.
Is it fellow?
Fallow, I believe.
Ground, for it is time to seek the Lord till he comes and rains righteousness on you.
Keep going.
You have plowed.
What do you think about plowing wickedness? Like snow. You have plowed wickedness, you have reaped iniquity. You have eaten the fruit of lies because you trusted in your own way. Go ahead.
In the multitude of your mighty men, therefore, tumult shall arise among your people, and all your fortresses shall be plundered, as Shalman plundered Beth Arb in the day of the battle. a mother dashed in pieces upon her children, and thus it shall be done to you, O Bethel, because of your great wickedness. At dawn, the king of Israel shall be cut off utterly.
Utterly. Okay. So, does that mean anything to you, or do we need to go back through that?
That you pile the wickedness, that's what it means.
Let's see, that stood out, didn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to look up clod, right? So, it's literally like a dirt clod, right? A lump or mass, especially of the earth or clay, right?
Yeah.
And then fallow, break up your fallow ground. What do you think that means?
Well, it's kind of like a tickle in my ear. I don't know.
Read it to us, please.
A light yellowish brown color.
What about the other ones? Down here, the noun.
Usually cultivated land that is allowed to lie idle during the growing season.
Alright. Break up your fallow ground. So break up the cultivated land that's sitting there, kind of sounds like it's recovering, right?
Yeah.
Jacob shall also break up the clumps of dirt, right? Yeah. Ephraim is a trained heifer. You know what a heifer is?
No.
You want to look that one up?
Do you? Do you?
I believe that I do.
What's it mean then?
You look it up.
Here.
Spell it.
I don't know.
Huh?
Just tell.
It's right here. H-E-I-F-E-R.
Young cow. Bark, please. I cannot bark.
Oh, oh, oh!
That's lame.
A young.
I sure Speed can bark better than that.
Yeah.
Sounds like a...
I guess it's interesting. Why would you have us do that, Lydia? So, fallow.
I think it's because I show Speed does. He's a...
Who does the barking?
I show Speed.
Who is that a YouTuber?
Yeah.
Okay. So, fallow, plowed, but left unseeded.
Just like my hair just falling out.
Your hair is falling out?
No, it's just like barely
Barely
kinda
hanging on by a thread, I guess.
Did you know your whole head of hair of like a female could hold, I think like five SUVs?
Like the strength of it?
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's actually kind of interesting.
Or no, that's what your bone could hold.
Which bone?
Your hip. Like if it got compressed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it could hold 5 SUVs.
That's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about, you like watch some of these people lifting weights, and if you can lift 1,000 pounds and your arms don't come off, that's pretty impressive. Tumult is a great noise as of a crowd.
Do.
Alright, you want to do 10? 10 is short, like, let's just do 10.
I thought we just did 10.
Or, sorry, 11. You want to do 11?
That's all.
Yeah.
Alright, you read it all.
Oh, I guess, yeah. Kyle, did you want to read chapter 10 and 11? Did you? So God's continuing love for Israel. Is this too dark? Okay. Maybe. I had a highlight. Oh, that's not the highlighter. This is the highlighter. All right, so chapter 11, book of Hosea. So When Israel was a child, I loved him, and out of Egypt I called my son. As they called them, so they went from them. They sacrificed to the Baals and burned incense to carved images. I taught Ephraim to walk, taking them by their arms, but they did not know that I healed them. I drew them with gentle cords, with bands of love.
Max like licked my finger.
Oh, he did. And I was to them who take the yoke from their neck. I stooped and fed them. He shall not return to the land of Egypt, but the Assyrian shall be his king, because they refused to repent. And the sword shall slash, that's like a tongue twister. The sword shall slash in his cities, devour his districts, and consume them. Because of their own counsels, my people are bent on backsliding from me. Though they call to the Most High, none at all exalt him. How can I give you up, Ephraim? How can I hand you over to Israel? How can I make you like Admah? How can I set you like Zebulun? My heart churns within me. My sympathy is stirred. I will not execute the fierceness of my anger. I will not again destroy Ephraim, for I am God and not man, the Holy One in your midst, and I will not come with terror. They shall walk after the Lord. He will roar like a lion. When he roars, then his sons shall come trembling from the west.
Kind of like Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Well, that was written by a Christian author, so it's inspired by that. Yeah, at least I would think so. They shall come trembling like a bird from Egypt, like a dove from the land of Assyria, and I will let them dwell in their houses, says the Lord. So, justice. What did you learn?
To plow something.
To
plow,
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Now, what was the rest of it?
That's what I got out of that.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is just basically, well, maybe we'll read the devotion with this real quick and then we'll call it a day. So, the second part is about talking about God's continuing love for Israel. He feels betrayed, right? Because this book, remember, this whole book is talking about Hosea.
Wait, that's the whole. Wow, that's. Wait, is that?
Hosea. So it only has a couple more chapters left, right?
A couple. Oh, wow.
But Hosea was the 8th century prophet.
How
BC.
many chapters are we going to do today?
Just these two. So the 8th century, right? So he was married to a woman who was unfaithful.
Okay.
That is a comparison to how God feels about Israel. Because he felt like he did all these things for Israel. And then his people were unfaithful to him.
All right.
All right. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right, so last part. So,
I thought that, which part did we do?
well, we read the 2 chapters. And now we're just going to read the devotion and then call it. So, guys, if you are interested in following, this is from the, well, actually, you'll see the thumbnail for the other books, but it's actually a Bible study on the Bible app. So, if this pulls up, I will give you the link to Hosea. Does not look like it wants to pull up. But the devotion is actually pretty good because I think it leads to quite a bit deeper understanding when you're looking to go through these parts of the book that can be really confusing, I feel like. All right, so this is the devotion for Hosea chapter 10. Israel was spreading vine. He brought forth the fruit for himself. As his fruit increased, he built more altars. As his land prospered, he adorned his sacred stones. Their heart is deceitful, and now they must bear their guilt. The Lord will demolish their altars and destroy their sacred stones. So this actually reads through the book, which we already just did. So I'm going to skip through and see if it has commentary on it. So normally the devotion. So the devotion is, for chapter 10, is Hosea's focus on God's unfolding judgment began with 2 of God's lawsuits. So the Bible actually defines sin as anything that's against God's will. Okay. Does that make sense?
I feel like that's like common sense for Christians.
Well, it should be, but just because it doesn't say it that plainly or people don't understand it that way, it helps when you understand that. So God's earlier lawsuit concerning Assyria invasion in 732 BC took place when either Uzziah or Jotham ruled as righteous kings in Judah. So in this opening section of the second division, we still find positive words about Judah. In fact, God revealed a striking contrast between the kingdoms of Israel and Judah. In chapter 4, God said, "Though you play the whore, O Israel, let not Judah become guilty." In this earlier lawsuit, God simply warned Judah not to become like the northern kingdom. So it started off with a warning. And first, like, God gives us the laws, and then he gives us the rules, and then if we don't follow the rules, right?
Yeah.
So it says, but the same cannot be said of God's later lawsuit that was revealed to Hosea in the Assyrian invasion of 732 BC. Drew near. At this stage in Hosea's ministry, Ahaz had begun to rule in Judah. Ahaz promoted idolatry and injustice and trusted in alliance with Assyria and Assyrian gods to gain protection from his enemies. So in chapter 5, verse 5, God announced his judgment that Israel shall stumble in his guilt. Judah also shall stumble with them. And indeed, Judah suffered in many ways as the Syrian Israelite coalition took place at this time. Can you read from Hosea right there? Oh, you just went down.
All the way down to there?
Yeah.
Like they'll finish it?
To the bottom, yeah. This is just giving some background. Summer school. Just kidding. I'm just teasing. Go ahead.
Hosea. I don't know that word.
Revelations.
Concerning God's calls for alarm, also addressed
concerning. Oh wait, conditions.
Conditions in Judah. In the first call for alarm, Judah about
prophesied about Assyria's invasion.
You do it.
Okay. Assyria's invasion in 722 BC. In all likelihood, Ahaz was still king in Judah at this time. And in chapter 5, verse 10, we read, "The princes of Judah have become like those who move the landmark." Many interpreters believe this passage refers to Ahaz's attempt to annex territories in Benjamin in retaliation for Israel's attack during the Syrian Israelite coalition. If this interpretation is correct, rather than seeking the healing of God's people, Judah violated Israel's land inheritance rights. It's actually a pretty serious issue. And in response, in verse 10 through 14, God threatened Judah, saying, "I will pour out my wrath like flood," or it says flood in parentheses, water. "I am like dry rot to the house of Judah, like a young lion to the house of Judah. I will tear and go away. I will carry off, and no one shall rescue." With these words, Hosea predicted the horrors of, oh my goodness, I'm going to butcher this name, but help me if I'm wrong, Sennacherib's invasion that would come to Judah in 701 BC. God also accused Judah of testing his patience at this stage by their hypocrisy when he asked Judah in chapter 6, verse 4, "What shall I do with you, O Judah? Your love is like a morning cloud, like the dew that goes early away." And God threatened judgment against Judah in verse 11 when he said, "For you also, O Judah, a harvest is appointed." The harvest appointed for Judah was most likely Judah's upcoming troubles at the hand of the Assyrians. Consider what God said about Judah in his second call for alarm as the destruction of Samaria in 722 BC came even closer. This was probably while Ahaz and Hezekiah were co-regents in Judah. In chapter 8, verse 14, God noted that Judah has multiplied fortified cities, a reference to Hezekiah's efforts to fortify Judah against Assyria. Of course, building fortifications was not sinful in itself, but Hezekiah's fortifications were a symbol of his rebellion against God, because in addition to his fortifications, he also sought protection from Assyria through an alliance with Egypt and Egypt's gods, little g gods. As a result, God threatened judgment in verse 14, saying, "I will set a fire upon his cities." This threat was fulfilled when Sennacherib invaded Judah in 701 BC. All right. So anyways, I think that's enough for today, but thank you guys and Justice for joining.
Yep.
And if any of you guys need prayers or even to talk, please hit us up. Don't be shy. But anyways, have a beautiful day. We pray for all of our friends, family, loved ones, clients, and the people that we serve. Just pray that you have a great day as well. Good night and God bless.